Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Speak Your Piece, presented by Above and Beyond. Above and Beyond is an outpatient treatment facility located at 2942 West Lake Street on the heart of Chicago's west side. Today's discussion will be about Above and Beyond and addiction. To my right of me, I have Mr. Herman Russell, and to my left, I have Mr. Torrey Hammond. Mr. Russell is a board member, and Mr. Hammond is alumni. So we'll be discussing how Above and Beyond came about, what was the seed. So we're going to start out. First, I want to start out with Mr. Torrey so he can give us a clear view cut description of how addiction led him to Above and Beyond.
Thanks, Memory. Well, addiction for me actually started when I turned 18 years old. At that point in time is when I began to really dabble into alcohol and drugs, and it wasn't an immediate process for me. It began to slowly progress, so I enjoyed
Would you say it was peer pressure, the surroundings, and your environment? Did they play a factor in it?
Well, I can't say so much peer pressure because in high school, I had classmates that were doing a bunch of drinking and they were using marijuana and some other drugs at that point in time. It just wasn't what I chose to do. I was an athlete at the time, so I chose not to partake in the drinking or the drugging. However, I did attend the parties, but it wasn't until I graduated high school, went off to college, that drugs and alcohol entered into my life. I felt like I had missed out and honestly just wanted to fit in and just see what I possibly was missing. In doing so, I gave up my scholarship for track. I had a full scholarship, gave it up, and began to live a party life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So college. So you had Lucy in, so mom, dad wasn't there, wasn't over to see you.
Nope.
So you just had the reign free. You was able to make some choices.
Definitely allowed me the capability to not have an overseer per se. Truly on my own, in a manner of speaking. If I dropped the scholarship, so I didn't have to answer to any coaches or anything. There wasn't anyone monitoring us, so I was able to just do as I wanted, and that was drinking every day, smoking weed every day. Grades became a non-importance. It just fell off completely, which ultimately I ended up dropping out due to that.
So you did suffer some consequences, but can you describe when it was no longer fun and when it became a habit, when it started
For sure.
taking control?
Definitely. Like I said, it started with alcohol and marijuana. I would say that continued to progress for the next few years, and it wasn't until I turned 21 and had a bartending job, started hanging around with the older crowd. The bar that I was bartending, the crowd was between 35 on up. And so there was carry late hours, and they would go to events after we shut down, and they're like little speakeasies. And, I would go with them, but I would see them always go into this other room, and I would wonder what they were doing back there. Until the point I found out and walked back there, you had your cocaine, you had your heroin, and see people shooting up and smoking, and asked if I could try it. And believe it or not, had a warning from one of the guys I went there with. He said, I don't think you're ready for this. It's not something you want to get into. Me thinking I was a man and an adult and I can handle anything that the world put before me.
So you had full disclosure, huh?
Full disclosure. Yes, full disclosure. And subsequently I ended up trying it.
Okay. Well, I must go over here to Mr. Russell, because Mr. Russell is also a board member at Above and Beyond. And I would like for
All right.
it's
All
okay,
this time I start coughing.
but that's okay. It's
Excuse
human.
me.
I would like for you, Mr. Russell, to explain to us. I know that you know about addiction, alcoholism. Can you tell us a little bit about your run with alcoholism?
Okay, I started using marijuana at 10 years old, and it progressed to alcohol, and then I eventually tried cocaine. And I knew I was going to do it again when I first did it. And it progressed. It took a while, but it seemed like it happened in a few months. One day I was doing it when I wanted to, and the next time I was doing it, and I was trying to make a decision whether I was going to go to work or stay there and continue using. And it took me to homelessness, to where I didn't care about food, clothing, or shelter. Neglected my kids, turned my back on my family, my wife, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. To one day, I found myself sleeping in Union Park, and I thought that was all right. And that told me right then and there that something was wrong with me. So I ended up going to the county to try to sleep there, and they wasn't allowing people to sleep in the waiting room no more. So I lied and said I had heart problems, and they let me see a doctor, and he told me he understood why I was having heart pain. It's because my blood was full of alcohol and cocaine. And I act like I was shocked. It wasn't above and beyond then. So
can you tell us what was the seed? How was the seed planted for Above and Beyond? What took place?
that's pretty unique. After I had like 2 years clean, I decided to start an alumni group at the halfway house I was living in for the guys that graduated, because I knew we still needed the support. And one of the board members from Cathedral Shelter got interested in what we was doing, and we was growing at such a pace that we didn't really want to be under somebody else's umbrella. So he told us if we find a place that he would fund it. And we was looking at abandoned buildings because we're trying to save him money. And he picked out the location that we are at now, and I instantly fell in love with it. But his vision was like way tremendous than what I see. I wanted to have a place where we could have meetings and maybe pass out lunch or sandwiches or soup. But he had a vision of a facility that it looks like and it performs like it's for the wealthy, but it's for the poor. And I think I fell in love with Brian after that, because he's a wealthy individual who don't have to come to the west side of Chicago and do anything, but he devoted his time and his money to help people that he probably would never even see.
How long has Above and Beyond been in? How long has it been going on?
This will be our 8th year, and we have crossed so many boundaries as far as treatment center. When we first applied for our license, it's called Super now. They were called DASA. They was giving us a hard time to get our license because we were so innovative and we did things that no other treatment facility did. That they just thought we was a joke.
Well, let me ask Torrey. Torrey, how did you come across Above and Beyond? How did your addiction lead you there?
Well, similar to what Herman was saying, it wasn't fun anymore, and it became something that I had to do, had to have, and went through all type of means to obtain it. Lost job, lost relationships with family, my children, points of living out of my vehicle, and enough was enough for me. Especially trying to supply or feed an addiction here in Chicago in the wintertime with no money, nowhere to go, and like I said, being in a vehicle in the cold, and it just didn't work out. So I've been to treatment before in different states, and knew that was a way of relief, be it fighting my addiction or at the least getting out of the cold. Not sure if I truly wanted help or if I just was just looking for some type of relief.
Okay. So you came to Above and Beyond.
So I went to an actual detox facility and detoxed off of crack cocaine and alcohol for 28 days. And after completing that, I was then introduced to Above and Beyond via a recovery house. But while I was at the treatment facility, I kept hearing them talk about this place, Above and Beyond. And I didn't know anything about Above and Beyond, So I was real curious. They were talking about how they had meetings, how they had all these different resources that you can tap into to help you get on your feet, to help you just start your life over. And so I went to the West Side and went to a recovery house out there. They suggested that I go to do IOP, which is intensive outpatient treatment at Above and Beyond. I was like, wow, so I'm going to get to visit this place. I'm going to see what everyone was talking about. And man, as soon as I walked into the building, it was like you went into like a Garden of Eve or something like that. It was euphoric. It was just this aura of comfortableness and welcoming.
Well, let me go back to Mr. Russell. And Herman, I want to ask you, can you describe some of the programming? What was the thought into the programming? Because it is so different from the standard type of treatment facilities. They have the harm reduction. Now everyone is harm. We are harm reduction. We this. But I think Above and Beyond really set the standard.
I believe that too. We meet each individual as an individual. We don't believe that one size fits all. We have different modalities because we deal with different people. We might have did the same drug, but we have different issues. We have trauma, family trauma, acupuncture, learning to love yourself.
Soul Train?
Soul Train.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We also have a group, Men for Sobriety and Women for Sobriety, because a lot of times men won't speak what they feel if women in the room and vice versa. So we teach the men that it's okay to identify your feelings even if it comes to tears, because the world that they come from, the only feeling that they identify with is anger. And like Torrey said, when you first walk into the place, it has this feeling that you get, like, am I in the right place? This can't be a treatment facility. We have different affirmations all over the wall. We have, thanks to memory, we have flowers all around, different kind of plants. And like I say, everything on the wall is affirmation to the individual. We friends with a guy, an author named Johann Hari. He said the key to recovery is community. And that's what you feel when you come to Above and Beyond. Not like you in treatment, kind of like you at home. This is your family. And once you graduate, you become an alumni because treatment don't end after 75 hours or 25 hours. So you feel comfortable to still continue to come back and work on to find out who you really are.
Right. What I have noticed and what I have experienced as being the outreach coordinator at Above and Beyond is that Above and Beyond takes pride in dealing with the clients. The clients are not just a piece of paper, a number, just a burden. They are people who are trying to rebuild their lives. And being outreach, what I liked mostly is that they had linkage agreements with other facilities. So what Above and Beyond didn't have, they made sure that they go out and get the best linkage so that if they need to send a client somewhere, that client got the best that they can give them. Or they made sure they connected with that facility. It's not just go over there because they're on a piece of paper and they do this and do that. No. You go over there and they're going to make sure that we know what they're going to. And just like when people come in, we take them on tours so that they can see what they're getting themselves into. And it's not like where you going this and that. It's like they almost like in a college campus. I got to go because I got to go to this class, and they going from class to class, and they looking at their schedule, not everybody going, just go in this room and get this, and you go in that room and get that. That's not how it's structured. It's structured by that client's need, because one client might be homeless living up under Wacker Drive. The other client might just be having problems with mom and dad. We don't know until they get, until those counselors evaluate that person and see where they need to be. They even have now a early intervention. So those aspects of Above and Beyond is what I like when I started working and doing things at Above and Beyond. And I just thought that this first show, we need to lay out what Above and Beyond is about, because we'll be bringing guests in from all kind of different areas and talking about different things and different aspects of recovery and addiction. And back to you, Torrey, I wanted to talk about what classes, what sticks out to you in those classes?
Wow, I'm an alumni, and so I've had an opportunity. And as you said, Memory, each individual, they're able to handcraft or handpick what is going to be best for them as far as the groups and classes that are offered, which is, I think, from being a client now alumni, that's very important, because only that individual know what they need to fill whatever they're lacking or missing. Of course, there's trained counselors there to give you an idea of what each group or class consists of to better enhance that understanding. But for me, it would have to be the men's group, men dealing with trauma, which coincidentally, Herman is one of the coordinators and facilitators in that group, which was big for me in my addiction, because this is my fourth treatment or fourth recovery facility that I've been to in my period of dealing with my disease. And one thing that sets Above and Beyond apart from all the other ones, and these are places in several different states that I attended, one individual placed $75,000 a month just for that facility, and I didn't get what I'm getting out of that from Above and Beyond. But back to what men trauma does for me, helps me to face me. At this point, 60 days clean today. I don't deal with alcohol and drugs so much today. It's not the root of my problem. As long as I don't pick up, I don't have to put it down. So mostly over the years of me having my addiction, I put on masks and created all these different masks, and I've stuffed certain stuff that never would I put out there. But it's such a comfortable setting to where I can hear another man speak about something he's been through, and Herman is awesome in doing that, sharing his experience that he's been through, and it helps allow others to do the same. It's a safe environment, and Herman mentioned that it's a community. For me, it's a family.
Okay.
Truly is, and so I trust Herman. I trust the people, the staff at Above and Beyond, and also I respect the men that are men and women that are there as well. So it's a great platform to be able to talk about things that I normally wouldn't be able to talk about, and get some things out of me that I need to.
I noticed that you talked about the counselors, and I need to say that those counselors that I have come in contact with, these are a great people. They are just extremely knowledgeable. They sensitive to the clients, and they take it in, and they individually, and they level of education is, you get master's degrees, doctorates, and they strive to go to different seminars, and they always talking about upping the game, upping it, and doing good for the people, and that's something that you don't hear. In other facilities, it's like they just not giving it like Above and Beyond.
Definitely not.
And I just really need to say that. And Herman, as a board member, what do you look for in selecting these counselors and the people that work there? I know, I just want to say one other thing. Like Dan Hollister, he's the CEO, and Phil Warner, they had these open door policies. I go sit down and be like, hey, boss. And that means a lot when people are able to go to these people, and you see the clients sitting at their doors.
Yeah.
And Dan walks through there, and he know every picture on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And that means a lot. That means that you paying attention.
They care.
And then you see other CEOs go in, they walk past the people like they don't even see them. And those aspects is what makes it welcoming.
The people that we look for when we hire, I think one of the main qualities, first they have to be qualified, but having empathy and compassion for the people we serve, because just speaking for myself, in my addiction, I was like a third-class citizen. It was like I was invisible. But there, our clients have a face. They treat it with dignity and respect, because for one main reason, I am them. I might be on the board now, and I might facilitate groups, but I didn't forget where I came from. And it's a perfect blend where the people with lived experience coincide with the masters, and because we need each side. We need to know the master side, and we need to know that somebody understands us.
Yes. That's really important. One other thing I want to talk about is the nutrition. Like in the morning they come in, when you go there, that at a certain time they will have coffee and donuts, then the popcorn. In the afternoon, and now they even have where Bunny, she's one of the senior counselors. She has movies in recovery. Mm-hmm. So that is something that has taken off, and people like it so much. But I will not leave out the garden. My baby, right? So the garden is special too because people come out and they sit out in the garden and they relax and they taking a break. And so the thought process was to bring the program from inside out into the garden, and it's really truly become a family event. I look up somebody that got the water hose, or somebody's pulling weeds out, or somebody's sweeping, and this takes place before I even get on the grounds. And it's like everything that happens in this place is unique.
It's a very special place.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you know, we are very pleased and very blessed to have a place like this. We're coming to the close of our show, but I want to thank everybody that tuned in to watch us. We're going to be bringing some special programming, and we're going to hear from the professional side. We're going to hear from the layman side. We're going to talk about things, and it's not going to be all tears, and it's going to be some laughing because some things that happen in addiction, you can't get it nowhere else. You're like, what happened? But also, every first Wednesday of the month, we have a graduation at Above and Beyond. We welcome people to come out and be a part of that. We also welcome you to come and take a tour of Above and Beyond, and so that you can see for yourself what's going on in this place. It's a small place, but trust me, it packs a punch. And with that, I would like to thank my guests for coming out, supporting me, and being here for me stumbling all over the place. But it's really been truly nice. And anything else you guys would like to say before we wrap this up?
2942 West Lake Street. No appointment needed. We want you to walk in unexpected so you can see us in the raw.
Go feel the love.
Thank you.
Thank you.